across there. Test, test, 1, 2. All right. Connected to video source. Start. Oh man, it's a mess. I wish I don't even have a shop vacuum right now, so it really sucks showing you guys this right now. So please bear with me. All right. It's rough, but it's Filbert right now. You guys can see everything in there. Yeah. So I took off the lower panel right there. Gonna get my live stream started on TikTok, and then we're gonna just live stream and get this dashboard installed. So I'm gonna get my phone up so I can watch the comments on YouTube. I'll have my other phone over there streaming for TikTok. I'll do my best. I mean, you guys can see it in there. I'll do my best to respond to them, but I'm gonna be more focused on getting this dash installed. So if you guys are just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome to PincheAl's Garage live, and we're gonna do a dashboard install. So let's get to work. While I'm doing this install, I'm also gonna be time-lapsing the install for later for all of you to enjoy. Get a light in here. It's gonna help out with the footage. There we go. It's a mess in here, so please bear with me, guys. It is a total mess. It's just what it is. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. It's a mess because I cleaned everything out and then I started working on other stuff and then I got distracted on something else and then I added it to the pile, so it's just like, meh, it's dirty. Here we go. And there's comments. So now I can see what's going on and you guys can comment. I got my phone here. Welcome everybody on TikTok. It's PincheAl's Garage, and we're working on this dashboard installation. Before I actually do the dash install, I actually had to do this gigantic zip tie that's a wrap around the heat exchanger box. But what we did, so you guys know on there, what we did pretty much is in the past 2 days, I pulled the heater box out, replaced all the foam, put a brand new blower motor, fixed the blender doors, we resealed all the other seals around it. I removed the the receiver dryer because we don't need it. I 3D printed some plugs for that. So now we just have a big empty box with just for hot air to go through. That's it. We don't rock AC in this car, so we don't need to worry about air conditioning because we just don't use it. We use hot air to defrost and to cool and to pretty much get hot when it's cold. If it's hot outside, you just drop the windows, right? That's all we do. We just drop the windows and just enjoy the drive. What you see here is that the crash bar has been officially installed all the way back on. This guy, the whole entire bottom assembly of the heat exchanger has been installed. We're done. My 3D printed bracket is done and installed. I haven't done any of the wiring over there because I have to get the distribution block all set up and all sealed for underneath the dash. But I want to put the dash in to do all that as we work on this. All right, so if anybody has any questions, I'm going to get to work. I got to start this video camera over here. All right. Thanks for joining in. Welcome, welcome. Manufacture. I got my time lapse coming on right now. All right. Time lapse is started. I'm not going to leave. So we got cameras going everywhere. We got recording going so you guys can watch the time lapse happen. I got to deal with this gasket right here. So when we slide the dash in, we got to make sure everything else that belongs where it needs to belong is in place. Because what happens when you push the dash in, and if nothing's there, it's going to get caught. And it's going to get in areas where it's not supposed to be. For example, this wire loom right here with all your switches for your seats, your heat exchangers for your seats, your emergency lights, and the defroster buttons up here. These guys sit right here. So when you push the dash in, make sure you get it and you pull one of these out, because if not, they'll fall down and they're going to be really difficult to yank out. So that's the first part that you're going to have. After that, you have this guy. This is your stereo harness. You want to make sure your stereo harness falls right where it belongs, which is right here. This harness falls right here in this place. This guy over here, this is your cigarette lighter harness. He just chills down here on the corner. You can fish him underneath, down here. He's a very good accessory wire if you're looking for extra power, like a 12 volt power. Very good wire for that. So I'm going to go on the other side so you guys can see. Oh. So this guy, but I fished him a little poorly. He has to be fished around your controls here, your HVAC controls. Okay, this guy has to go underneath, behind this guy. Okay. And then you can fish them down here. And then yank them out. All right, that's done. This is your antenna wire. It just sits here right alongside with your main harness for your stereo. Up here, this is your cluster, your 2 cluster cables. They sit right here. When the dash comes in, they're gonna wanna pinch right here. You need to fish it inside the cluster and around it. There's a plastic brace that comes in here. This has to be come in through here and around. Got it? Your fuse panel, don't worry about it. It'll just fall into place once you get there. Your OBD2 goes right down here and underneath. This guy is here, your light switch and your dimmer switch here. This guy sits right here. You can actually fish it through the fuse panel box and push it through your hand. So you don't have to worry about touching anything there as when you get ready to start pushing the dash in. That's it. You want to play around with this guy. This is your steering wheel controls to go up and down and in and out. What you want to do is when the dash comes in, you kind of want it a little bit loosey-goosey so you can kind of maneuver it on top of that. That's it. Got it, guys? I'm going to get to work. Johnny boy. Yeah, I know how you feel. Like wiring, a lot of people don't want to touch it. They're scared of it. And I understand. I respect that. You know, there's a lot. There's a lot to it. And there's a lot of stuff that you can break when you touch it. But when you get used to seeing it and you get to just doing the generics about it, it makes sense. It makes sense when you're all about it, right? You know. But if you're not about it, don't worry about it. Not everybody is all about wiring, you know. Right here's your steering wheel controls. This will come on after everything is installed. So I'm going to grab my dashboard. So your dash, yeah, is a little finicky. We're gonna have to turn it. And we're gonna kind of move it, and we're gonna slide it up. And it sucks because this is like kind of a two-person job, but you can do it by yourself. It's not that bad. I have to get my shifter out of the way. Plus the lighting. Maybe I can fish it around it. Nope, I have to move the light. The light has to come out. It's in the way. I'll move it further back. It's just hitting right here. The shifter is so tall, so it makes things so much harder. Okay. Remember what I said earlier, the steering column. Slide it down. Okay. This is where all the beans during the install become a problem. So you guys can see this. Your problem that you're going to have during this process is those two clips on top of the crash bar. You have two little guides on the dash to help you slide it in. Don't push it in immediately. Get your wiring. So your cluster wiring has to be, remember, inside the cluster area to get to it. You have the harness here for your emergency lights and everything. Get it ready, because what's going to happen when you go in, it's going to want to pinch, and it's going to cause it not to slide in, and it makes things very, very difficult. And some people just give up. It gets really hard, and your patience runs very dry quickly. Come on. There we go. All right, there's this side. Now we have to work on this side. Again, you're going to scooch it in. Do not just jam it in there, because you will break some plastic. I promise. Plastic will get broken. And you'll see right here, this is supposed to go on the other side of this. You'll see there's a notch right here for guiding you in. Do not just cram it in. Let it fall into place and then help it go into place. You know, every little bit's gonna help you. You're just gonna walk it through. There we go, there we go. All right. Now here's the moment of truth. If it lines up with the clips on the dash. And the way that you know if you lined up, if you know you lined up, see this? I can't push the dash up. Those clips hold the dash down on here. That's how that dash stays in place. And then another thing, oh, see, there's my mistake. See, forget my rules. This is where, okay, we're good, okay. Oh no, not 100%. See, this is why we gotta pay attention to these little things. I know it's crazy, but it's so vital for this job to go so well, or can go very wrong. If you did this right, 100% right, okay? This hole on the cluster should be perfectly lined onto your dash. If it's any way too far away from the crash bar or too far to the left or the right, that means either the crash bar is not centered or the clips on the inside right here on the dashboard are not in all the way. And this hole will be slightly off to the left or the right, or you can't, if you push down on this, it's gonna be flexible, which means it's not flat against the crash bar. But we're 100% flat. This is not moving. We're good. The dashboard is officially installed. Not too bad. Remember I was talking about these wires right here? So we have the one for your lights, your dimmers, and then your actual working lights right here. Steering wheel controls are fine. Cluster is fine. This guy's fine. Your stereo wiring right here is good. Your HVAC controls are here. Your cigarette lighter should be down here underneath the HVAC controls. This guy should be able to fit now into here where it belongs. Oh no, it belongs down here, I'm sorry. Yeah, there should be another controller here. No, I should have set up here. It's been a while. It's been a long while since I've seen this dash on the car. But the dash is now installed. Next step is all your hardware. We're gonna break it down. You got one right here, obviously on the dash itself. And then if you go over to this side, you're gonna have you have 2 for the fuse panel, and then 3 right here, number 4. So you have 4 on this side, number 5 right here. There's 1 down here in the bottom of the chassis, right here. But there's a metal bar for it, this guy right here, to help you install this. I can't remember how it went. I gotta look it up. I gotta remember my orientation. But there's a bar that goes down here. It goes with the crumble zone for the metal piece that goes underneath here. These go hand in hand. Here it is. Yep. Something like this. It goes somewhere like here with the metal bar that goes underneath here as part of the whole piece down here. But you have another screw here. So that's number 6. If you work your way over here, you have one here, number 7. Then you have another one over there. You have 2 more on the other side, and that's the entirety, I believe. I think it's 9 bolts in total that holds the entire dash in place. Right here, so yeah, here's 1 more. So 8, and then number 9 down here. Yep. Yeah, so it's 9 bolts in completely total that holds the entire dash pretty much mounted here. That metal bracket that I was looking at goes right here. See, I was trying to remember where this one went. It's been a minute. It goes right here. It's part of your frame for the glove box. There's the metal one, the big black metal one goes underneath here. I'm just trying to remember everything that when I took it apart, I'm like, oh yeah, this goes here, this goes there. Some of you guys with some other Mark IVs have this big metal bar that actually bolts on here that is part of your glove box assembly. This car doesn't have that. That's usually the older Mark IVs that have that feature. Next step, all the hardware. That's why I left everything on one side for one part of the car and then the other side for the other part of the car. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the very specific hardware that you need that holds the dash together. Okay, you guys can see this. all the screws that have a, oh, not that one, that have a machined bolt with a Torx and a loose washer. So this washer that's spinny, these all belong on the frame of the dash. Yo, clean it. I'm not there yet, Wayne. I want you guys to see the transformation of the vehicle. I already did the wire underneath the dash. I did the HVAC. All the HVAC is done. So that's all brand new in there. One section at a time. That's how it works, Wayne. My car likes to leak from the gas pedal, but it's not sunroof drain. What is in the area? Ah, there's actually a gasket underneath there, a little rubber grommet that sits underneath the gas pedal. Take the actual pedal off and you'll see it right there. There's a little hole right underneath it. You need to find a rubber grommet to fill it in there and you cover the hole. If not, it's just gonna keep doing it. Okay, I'll let it slide. Jesus, guy. Yes, I know it's filthy. I know. Number two, I don't have a shop vac. My shop vac's at my house in San Diego. So I'm pretty pissed off about that because I totally forgot about that. So bear with me. I'm gonna get it. I'm actually heading over to San Diego in a couple weeks. So I'm gonna be in town for March to, number one, pick up a lot of my stuff that I left out there. Picking up the rest of my shop. That's exactly right. I'm driving. And Hector, yeah, if you could see it, the battery location for the fuse box, look at this. So you guys on TikTok, if you guys are watching this, the piece I printed is actually right underneath here, and it's perfect. Like, I can't explain to you guys how. I'm gonna turn the camera so you guys can see it. But look at that. It's right here. And it's like, it's insane. It's insane in how that looks so good. And yes, I have a battery in the trunk as well. For you guys on TikTok, sorry, but yeah, it fit beautifully underneath here. OBD2 right here. I'm super happy with that. I mean, it does love to melt. I agree with that. But it's all brand new and it's all upgraded. So there's less risk involved for melting. But yes, you are right. It is very common for melting. It is a melting part of the Mark IV. I'm actually happy because you can pull this metal brace right here. It's only 4 screws that holds this metal plastic piece right here. And you can actually unbolt it and get the plate, not the plate, the part that I made. You can actually get it out. I like that. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I thought it was going to be a lot harder with the dash installed, but it's not. It's actually very, very easy. All right, getting these 2 bolts that belong here on the fuse block. I have to remember, was it this guy? I forgot what screw was in here. I know it's one of those black head ones, but we'll see right now. Ay, ay, ay. 1, 2, 3. These seem wrong for some reason, but oh so right, because it has the white paint. So it's been so long since I've done this. Oh, and we're gonna be finding flaws or broken parts on the dash that need to be 3D printed so we can fix it along the way. That's a mouthful. So one more time. I'm going to be looking at parts that are commonly broken on the Mark IV, especially on old dashboards, and we're going to be printing new parts or patch parts to fix broken Mark IV parts, because they break all the time now. These are old cars, 20 years, man. We officially, Mark IV officially hit the 25-year mark. The fuse holder, I mean, I was probably thinking like 10 bucks. Like $10 for it. And I'll toss in like I think 10 bucks for the part, and it'll come with the two bolts and the two nuts for it to hold it in place, and a zip tie. The zip tie, it's not required, but just so you guys know, the zip tie is strictly to wrap around on the left side of the bracket and to grab around the main loom to support it a little bit more. I just thought, let's just do that, because I wanted to print the rest of the bracket in there. And I was like, no, because if I print that, it's going to make it so much harder for anybody to pull it out. And that would suck, because, you know, pulling out plastic in these cars, you're going to break something. Guaranteed. And it's such an old car. So I said, okay, maybe I reinforced the plastic part. I'm actually going to pull it out so you guys can see it, but I reinforced it even more from the last design I had. Here's my last design. So this was this is version 5.0. This is actually the final design of the fuse holder. But what I ended up doing for, like, I didn't change the shape or anything like that. I got rid of this bolt hole here. Didn't need it anymore because we only needed these two. And then I ended up taking that out, making this angle more aggressive. It's like almost like a 50-degree angle. And then I ended up boxing in the back half of this right here. So if you guys can see this was boxed in. I went up higher, and then I added more supports on these corners, so thicker. So I made this very, very hard to bend and break. It would bend, but it would not break, if that makes sense. So that guy fits beautifully underneath here, but fully reinforced now with much better plastic, more thicker plastic, and less chances for it to snap right here. Because that was the biggest issue, since I had a really large seam right here. With plastic, with 3D printed plastic, when you have really aggressive seams, you have a very high risk of it just snapping when you're going left and right on it. So I got rid of that seam pretty much and kind of curved it a little bit and boxed everything in, and it was beautiful. It was way, way stronger than the previous design. So I have the final product done. I'm going to be printing them out of ASA plastic, so it's very, very strong. I also, if you guys pull out the HVAC system and you don't want the receiver dryer, I have it in the video, but I forgot to take a picture of it. I made plugs for the receiver dryer that goes inside your HVAC system. If you don't have AC and you got rid of it, I 3D printed a plug that goes inside around the foam gasket, and it has a little bracket behind it, and it just holds it in place, and it's gone. You don't have to worry about a hole from the outside world into your car, inside your dash, for that if you yank that portion. On top of that, it drops like 5 pounds of weight, so huge weight reduction. You know, because race car. All right, this side of the dash is now bolted on. There's a bolt right here. I don't remember where I left it. I'm missing one bolt, so I might have to come back to that in a little bit. The rest of these are all under dash bolts. So I'm going to leave these over here. This is part of that metal piece. No 450 HP and AC heat. Oh. You know, I don't have heated seats because I have race seats. I don't have AC because race car. I only have is a heater, and that's it. And I have windows that all my windows work. So We're good. I'm not going to change that. I've been driving this car for over 10 years like that. I have no reason to change it. Let's see, Victor. Hola, Al. I've watched all your videos, and thanks to you and I have accomplished things I never thought I could get done. Thanks to you again. Great front from Vancouver. Well, thanks, Victor 007. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you were able to get stuff done. That's the entire reason why I'm back on YouTube, because I want people to get their Mark IVs back on the road. We got to save all the Mark IVs, not burn all the Mark IVs. You know, those people that are like, oh, just burn them, you know, just trash them. You're trash. You know, I'm sorry, but if you're hating on Mark IVs like that, don't drive a Mark IV. Mark IVs are freaking awesome cars. And my goal in life is to save as many as I can, starting with my car, Filbert, and then I got 1, 2, 3 more Mark IVs to save after this, and then eventually my life, not my life, but my journey with my Mark IVs is to keep saving more and giving them away. Just so you guys know, I have a Mark IV Jetta wagon that we're going to be giving away. We have a Corrado right next to me on my right that we're going to be giving away. We got the Mark IV Jetta VR6 Turbo Patreon build we're going to be giving away to one lucky Patreon member. I'm getting ready to revamp all my Patreon stuff. So if you guys are not on Patreon, you know, I recommend it. It's a good time. I've been doing YouTube for over 10 years. I'm going to get ready to do a lot of stuff for my Patreon subscribers, my members. We're going to be doing a lot of free private videos. You guys are also going to get exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff. On top of that, free stuff. A lot of the free content stuff we're going to be doing is going to be exclusive to Patreon. We're going to be giving stuff to our normal YouTube channels stuff, but as we focus on Patreon, we're going to want more people to move over to Patreon. Now, the good thing is Patreon, you can join for free. There's a free membership option. You don't have to pay a single dollar just to be a member. All right? A lot of people don't know that, but if you just join the free one, you have the ability to win something, and it costs nothing. Eventually, the higher tier, you get better prizes, right? A car, a turbo kit, an exhaust system. We're going to be giving away tons of stuff. So you guys are watching, please understand that. All right, so 2 bolts here. We're done on this side. Dash is technically fully installed. I found the one missing bolt. Well, actually, I'm missing more than one. Ay, ay, ay. Or I didn't have them. That's what I'm thinking, is I did not have my missing bolts. I'm going to double check here. Well, Wayne, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all about that comment. But the problem is, we got to teach them, you know? Like I said, Wayne's all like, hey, well, the problem is all these young guys is like, hey, turboed car, go put a 2-step, blow that turbo, you know, to smithereens in a few months, and then blame the car for being crap. 2-step ruins valves, ruins cats, and ruins turbos. So first things first, as something we should teach all our youngins, stop the 2-step and the pops and bang tunes. They will destroy your car. It has been proven multiple times that it will destroy your car. Just stop it. Just don't do it anymore. Okay? On top of that, don't worry about it. And, you know, just drive them. And if it blows up and you kill it and you give up on it, hit me up. Let the doctor save that car. Sell it to me dirt cheap. Let us and our subscribers and our Patreon members fund the build, and that way we can restore the car back to its glory and then give it to someone who really would want it and appreciate it. Simple as that. And that's going to be a random person. See, that's what this machine screw is for. Well, you say it's built for that stuff, but they're actually not. And I'm going to tell you that right now, Wayne. There's no such thing as a car built for pops and bangs. You have to understand, it's an explosion that's outside of the exhaust, outside of the pretty much engine. It's gonna kill your car. I don't care who you are. Why did that rhyme? It wasn't supposed to rhyme. Eventually, it will. None of those parts are designed to do that. I've never seen a car or an engine designed to do that. If you actually watch rally racing, they have pops and bangs on all their things. They have like what they call no lift shift. And by the end of the race, the car is done. The engine needs to be rebuilt. Why? Can you tell me why, Wayne? Can you tell me why the engine has to be rebuilt after all that nonsense on that car? I know why, but can you tell me why? That's right, heat. Heat, and it's an uncontrolled heat. It's not meant to be there. This is a really long one. It should have been here. No, that goes for underneath here. All right, we're gonna do this. This is the right spot for this one. So again, like I was saying earlier, there's no such thing as a car built for that because it's still gonna kill it. All it is just noise. If you're not rally driving, if you're not driving this car pretty much for its purpose, if you're doing a drag race or anything like that, don't do it, man. You're just gonna kill those valves. You're gonna kill that turbo. The exhaust valves are what get overheated. The turbo gets spun too quickly and uncontrolled. And then if you have a cat in there, you're gonna blow up the cat. Actually, and if you don't have a cat, then you're gonna have a risk of blowing up your muffler. Actually. All right, that's done. Next on this portion is the cluster. Because we don't have anything in the way, it's the smartest thing to install right now is your cluster. All right, where are you, Mr. Cluster? There you are. Ooh, my cluster's seen much better days. I should take it apart and clean it and get new plastic, but you know, because race car, too much money. I know you don't do it all the time. I'm not like calling you out, fool. I'm just saying, like, just be careful. Just got to be careful. I know. Everybody does. All right, so this is a T25. No, T20 for these guys. The smaller. It's starting to look like a Mark IV interior now, huh? Basic as AF. Oh, dude, I'm totally sorry. Well, he lived a great life, 14 years. Holy smokes. That is a long life. You know, I congratulate your pug for being around for 14 years. I tell you that. But yes, I'm also sad that you lost your baby, you know? Yeah, no, when anybody loses their pet, it's hard. You know, it's very, very hard. And it's even harder to get a new dog, like just replace them, you know what I mean? And I don't like that. That's why my wife and I took a very long time before we got an actual dog. And actually, we didn't even ask for a dog. He showed up to our property. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. All right, let's see. I'm going to move you guys a little bit further over here. All right, cluster is now installed. I'm not going to try to install everything tonight. My big thing is just all the really hard and weird stuff, because I still need everything underneath here accessible. So the next step in my endeavor will be this guy. And I'm missing the wiring for this guy. I wish I had the wiring for my LED lights on my dash, because that's so dope. You know what? I'm gonna have to pin the wiring on here. I'm gonna find the 2 wires that go on here, and I'm gonna light up these air vents, because they're factory and they have factory lighting. What's weird, the GTIs and the Golfs did not come with the factory lighting for these, and the Jetta and like what's it called, the Jetta, I believe the Beetle came with the factory wiring. But no Golf. You had to make your own wiring for the Golf, which is annoying. Okay, you don't push those all the way in. Now, the brown one and the green one are for your seat heaters. I don't have that. The middle one's for your emergency lights. I think one of them's for your defroster. Which, oh, here they are. Let me go grab them. Pretty much everything else I have blanked out. Oh yeah, forgot this guy right here, your traction control. This is the other one. And then I'm missing the other one. But lay flat vents. If you don't know about OEM Plus on that, Jettas, only Jettas come with lay flat vents. It is a very, very nice mod if you're into into VWs, because it gives your dash a completely flat look. It is a really cool mod that's dirt cheap if you can find them. On top of it being dirt cheap, if you're willing to do the wiring, they look amazing in your car. All right, defroster is the one on the far right. Right here. And then these are blanks. I don't have heated seats anymore, so those can go in. And I made my own blanks. We got a left cover. So if you guys have never seen these before, these are my Mark IV blanks for your dash, made out of ABS plastic. I've had these actually on this car for over 4 years, and they work beautifully. So now I have all that installed. So now traction, emergency light, and defroster plugged in. On the left side, right here, we have my other lay flat vent with my lights. Now this one, again, these are lit. These actually light up. Okay, there's a screw that goes in there. It's another T20. Remember, they go on snug. Don't push them in too hard because you will break them. I have the Euro switch, another OEM Plus feature. So you have normal, no lights, lights, fog lights, and then headlights, and then fog lights, and then fog lights with headlights, something like that. Yeah. So you have pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 modes of lighting. Pretty cool. Am I still doing shirts? Yes, sir. I'm not making them anymore. I actually run it through a different company, but I will be making all new artwork. So we'll have a lot of new stuff coming out. A lot. So I am going to be making a lot more stuff. Okay, now vent, vent, vent. Cluster, vent. I'm going to go over and finish the other cluster on that side. Hopefully that wasn't needed for this guy. I don't think so. Let's see. So this guy, if you don't, again, Jetta Dash, right? GTI Dash doesn't have the pre-made hole right here on the side for this guy to go in. So he just sits in here, unfortunately. He does not have the appropriate hole for it to go in. But look how pretty that looks. Look at that, lay flat vents. Oh, so good. It is the OEM desirable interior mod, if you guys know what I mean. And you just close them up. Such a clean. I actually have about 3 more sets of these. If anybody's interested in these, I have a few more sets available. I'm going to be putting up on my online store soon for sale. These don't go cheap though, just FYI. I'm going to get you guys nice and low so you guys can see. on the Tiki Talks. There he goes out better. It looks better, right? Cool. All right. So that part is now installed. Whew. You can see what's left. Okay. I have this piece, but I gotta glue the metal piece that goes onto here. So if you guys have these, I know, right? Always breaking, fixing, repeating. If you have this one, this is your dimmer switch. This guy has the two metal plastic pieces right here to lock it in place. They love to just fall out and disappear. I have them somewhere inside here in this mess. If you have any super glue, just throw a couple drops on each side and let them sit for a minute, and then install it after it cures for a decent amount of time, and that should solve this problem from falling off. So I'm gonna put it in, but it needs to be repaired. Because you'll see it just pops out, it's not held in place. And that sucks. And those clips are just notorious for doing that. Okay. Ooh, steering wheel. I can't put the steering wheel on all the way, but I can put it on almost all the way. First thing you got to put in is your controls, and then your clock spring, and then the wheel. My wheel, actually, I want to get sent out to get rewrapped in leather, new leather. My wheel is getting pretty old. I use a Mark 6 GTI steering wheel with no buttons, believe it or not. It's one of the best wheels for this car, and the best looking steering wheel you can get for this car. That's, again, an OEM function, an OEM looking part. My clock spring and this guy. That's what people don't realize. It's a hard part to find with a flat bottom. It's one of the hardest steering wheels to find that's not destroyed. Yeah, I hear that a lot too, and people are like, oh, I want to all-wheel drive my car. It's like, bro, unless you're 100% like a legit fabricator, don't bother. You know what's easier? Remember, everybody on TikTok, Mark 4s have officially hit the 25-year mark in the US. That means you can import an all-wheel drive Jetta, you can import an all-wheel drive GTI, you can import an all-wheel drive Jetta wagon. You can import almost all the versions of all-wheel drives that we never got in the United States. They're officially allowed to be brought into the States. So why bother converting something to all-wheel drive when it already comes all-wheel drive? You already have it. Don't waste your money. Just go buy the car and import it. You'll spend so much less money. And then buy it on the platform that you want it, all-wheel drive, right? Oh, it's too long. Okay. There is a spline right here down the middle that helps you align this almost 100%. It will not allow you to align it like total 100%. That's up to you. And then there's a T25. I believe it's T25. Yep, T25 to tighten your controls down. And you should not be able to move this by hand. Okay. Next step is your clock spring. This guy has your airbag clip here. He goes in, straighten it out, and it clicks right here. You have to make sure this is all centered beautifully. Okay? That's it. Very, very simple. Next is your steering wheel. Again, the most beautiful of steering wheels is the Mark 6 steering wheel for a Mark 4. There's a centering spline right here at the bottom. You're going to put it in. Nice and straight. Again, if it's all centered correctly, the two little things right here will center up. This guy goes in here. Now you're like, oh, but what about the airbag? Okay, I'm going to tell you this. My airbag failed on this car. It was supposed to deploy. It did deploy, and it shorted out the sensor for it, so I no longer have it wired. But if you guys want to know how to wire this airbag to a Mark IV, you need to get a 2004, 2005 Volkswagen Classico. Okay? You go and find that car. It is a car in Canada. No, it's a car in Mexico. It is a Mark IV, and it's called a Mark 4.5. It's a car that a lot of people don't even know about. It's one of the ugliest Mark IVs, but it is a Mark IV. Nonetheless, you go there and you buy the steering wheel from that ugly car, and you buy the airbag with it. The airbag will have the wiring that you need inside of it, and that's it. I'm not going to mount this. I'm just going to let it sit here so you guys can see. Oh, so good. So good. Such a good looking wheel. Look at that. Car's almost freaking put together. Looks so good. I'm not going to lie. Hope you guys are watching on TikTok. Hi. But that's the Mark 6 wheel installed, centered. I got to finish working on the HVAC right now. Get all that mounted, stereo mounted. But yeah, it's such a good looking steering wheel for the Mark IV. But yeah, I got to get it rewrapped, and then I got to get that chrome on there either removed or re-glued or reinstalled. I don't know. That's something I got to do. But yeah, the Mark IV Classico is the car that you want to do this with if you want to get the airbag to work properly. Why did TikTok just get off of live? What the hell? That was weird. It just like, I don't know. It just logged off for some reason. All right. I'm not putting the glove box in yet. I have a bunch of wires to run over there. My RCAs and stuff, my components. I'm redoing all the components in here. I'm actually redoing all the stereo in this car. So I just want to show you guys the process for that. That's really simple. I'm going to leave everything else in here. Leave that up there. Okay. Now that we have this installed, I can't do the radio, I can't do the glove box, and I can't do the lower portion of your the dash, because I have to finish all the wiring underneath here. So what we will do is do the last bit of stuff that's actually right here. So we got to pull this out, push it down, and like partially lock it right there, or fully lock it. We need to put the rubber piece here, but to get that put on, you have to put the cover that goes underneath it, that cups underneath the bottom. And I gotta find it. It's in my pile of trash. Mark for trash. Basura. Mark for basura. Here you go. Here's the other piece. Here's this piece, and here's this piece. I'll be right back. I gotta go grab something outside. All right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There you go. Rinse this off. Yep, turn that off. No mosquitoes. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, like I was back. I can't run the stereo. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. But I can do the underneath pieces. Now remember what those little tiny screws are for. There's these little chubby ones. Oh no, they're not here anymore. There's this little chubby screw. It's not even that big. It's like smaller than a 1/4 inch. Oh, I can't believe I already lost it. It was right here. That sucks. They're really short. They're Torx, and they're not here where I had them. You know, that sucks. Whenever you just have something and it's gone, that happens. What a bunch of hoopla. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I found it. Whew. And they're not Torx, and they're not Allen. They're a Phillips screw, which is super random. It's the most random screw I've ever seen on here, but they are the ones that you need. And we're missing one. I found one. Oh, here's number 2. Actually, no, these are the ones. Yeah, these are Torx. Let me double check. Yeah, but they're really short. That's what I do remember. They're like less than a 1/4 inch. These guys right here. They're machined. Yeah, these are it. Yeah, so they're tiny and they're machined screws, and they're a T20 that holds it in place. But to install it, you have to install this guy first. Okay. And there's a screw underneath here, and there's 2 really, really long ones underneath that. This is like the lower steering wheel cover. So you put this down, you fish it in, kind of like, there you go, like that. And before you put it all the way in, you gotta rock this gasket right here for your keys. He sits right here, beautifully in place. Or actually, you can put them back in here. Let me do that. Let me see if I can pull it back out. Cool. So it's got a little pocket right here for it to line up with. You tuck it underneath, and then you kind of got to fish it around it so you don't yank it out. Just like that. Beautiful. What's it say? Should get a magnetic cup, screws in and doesn't get lost. I do that all the time, and I lose more screws that way. Believe it or not. I actually lose screws way more often doing it like that. I know it's weird, but it's just how it works for me. No, it's like this, yeah. This goes up, this closes here. And then you put this in here. No, it's like this, yeah. That's how that is. The good news is there's only a handful of weird hardware for this car. The rest of it's all the same. There's just a handful of weirdos inside this guy. Okay. So that's done. Now, what you have to remember, you have 2 screws that go here. You have 2 screws that go underneath here to hold the cover on top as part of your whole assembly here. And then there's a screw right here down below to hold this guy in place here. Everything else on this exterior of this, like the dash, is pretty much either a T20 or a T25. There's nothing else in here. There's no other like crazy, like difficult bolt anywhere. I think this is that weirdo. think this is the weirdo with the beardo screw. No, this is not it. No, these are all the same. Here's one weirdo. I don't remember where he came from because it's a very, very weird screw. This is not normal. But I'm not concerned for that one right now. More concerned about everything else. Okay. I might have, oh, you know what I did? I did put it over here. I put it with the rest of these guys when I was working on it. That's what happened. And I found the metal clips that I was looking for. Here we go. Ay, ay, ay. You buy my pijota. Sabulba always wins the race. This was an interior piece. I can't see this guy. Come on. The struggles. There we go. Jiminy Willikers. Whew. Okay. We have this cover on. Now, if you guys are careful, there's 2 screws here and then 2 screws down here that hold that whole cover in place for you. And mine's missing the front. Oh no, I remember now. Ay, ay, ay. Because I cut it off for this guy. So we didn't have a support for underneath it. I had to cut that off to hold that piece in place. And this pretty much replaced that. And then we have the pocket here. Because that's what this pretty much does right here. Replace that. I remember now. I was like, no! But yeah. So for us to install this, I got to get my new gauge in. I gotta get a new boost gauge. My air fuel ratio gauge is already here. I just gotta rerun it. So I can't reinstall that 100%. What's left? What's left? That's it. I can't do anything else. Everything else is pretty much going back, which I don't want to touch yet because that's all stereo and air suspension. So we're done. We're done for tonight, guys. I did a full time lapse of what we were doing today. Hopefully you guys on TikTok enjoying this. Hi TikTok. Hey. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I can't put the rest of this in here because that's the next DIY. The next DIY is taking off all the door panels, and we're going to be running Dynamat on all the doors. We're going to be putting new wiring. So we're going to go a lot thinner on the wire, but better gauge for wiring. We're also going to rewire and sleeve all the new wiring for the boost gauge and my air fuel gauge. I might go a little ricey and probably get a voltmeter gauge and an oil pressure gauge for the left-hand side right here. But I'm going to 3D print that. I'm very curious if you guys are interested in that. Oh, if you guys know what these are my air vents. I forgot I have matching air vents to match my skull dash blanks. Okay, I think we're done for today, guys. I honestly think we're done. There's not much else I can do. I don't have a vacuum right now, so I can't suck everything out of this thing. I don't want to put all the other hardware in because I have to do a couple other things before, and I don't want to wire anything because I want you guys to have a DIY for that. So if you guys have no questions for me, I'm going to call it a night. I'm actually going to call it an early night. It's 9 o'clock for me. Any questions? Anybody? I don't know. Anybody on TikTok? Hi, TikTok. Crystal, thank you for the likes. I always love you. Let me turn off this camera. Done. All right, well, no one's commenting. No one's asking questions. No one's commenting on that side. So I'm going to call it done. I'm going to call this a done deal. Oh, before I end this, before I actually end this, your cigarette wire. No problem, Spencer. Your cigarette wire right here, which has a power, a ground, and I think an accessory wire. This guy we're going to use for lighting on the center console when we get to that point. I have to figure out how to trigger it so it only lights up when we turn on lights or when the car is parked somehow. I also want to, like I was talking to you guys earlier about my HVAC controls, right? So it actually does go right here. So the HVAC controls that go right here. I think I routed them in the wrong spot and they're not in the right spot, I think. I have to double check. I think they're supposed to come up higher behind that crash bar. Oh, that sucks if it is. Because there's no way to remove them. I'll figure it out. But you'll see here, there's this nice, beautiful empty pocket right here. Once the dash is completely installed, I'm going to have no center console. I'm going to 3D print right here, up and down, a airbag controller mount and probably 2 USB ports. Like I was saying earlier, this power right here, the cigarette lighter power, is perfect for for USB ports to charge an accessory or two, and it's also perfect for your airbag suspension controller here. That's kind of the idea, because I want to keep this area super clean and simple, like very simplified, and I kind of want to print it where it matches everything flush. That's the nice thing about these new printers that I got. They're large format printers, so we can make everything we need all in one piece. And then when I build my actual real center console, all here, it's all going to be matched up. And I have a laser engraver now, and I'm going to laser engrave all of this and just give it a really cool, like I said, just like fun interior. And then once it's all laser printed, laser engraved, I'm going to paint it and then sand it, so we have the black outline and then everything else on top of it. It's going to look pretty cool. It's going to look cool. It's going to be different. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the whole purpose of this new build. You know, again, I'm very curious about your guys' opinions. So in the comments down below here, or on the community page, comment. Send me some messages. What do you guys think about the build and what we should do next? I'm genuinely curious on what else we should do after we finish the interior. All right, you guys, I'm calling it a night. It's 9 p.m. here. I know it's a lot earlier everywhere else, but it's 9 o'clock. For all you guys on the West Coast, deuces. You guys still have more content to enjoy online. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do all the YouTube things that, you know, us YouTubers want you guys to do as part of the community. And as always here at PincheAl's Garage, we're going to break, we're going to fix, and we're going to repeat. You guys have a wonderful night. Peace out. Be safe out there. If you see another dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up. Give him a deuces. And as always, we respect everyone and love everyone as well.